Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello. Okay, good evening, good morning, good afternoon from wherever you are watching from. So, you are welcome to another live session with No Gray Areas with Sazzy. Yay, Sazzy. Go, Sazzy. Go, Sazzy. Yay. All right. If you are here and you're already seeing me, you're watching me, please put it down in the comment section right now. Put it down. Say, I am watching from wherever. Please put it down. Just put it down. I need to know where you're watching from. So let me do the normal housekeeping, right? Okay, where are my manners again? So, hello everyone. You are welcome to another episode of No Gray Areas with Sazzy, aka Sazzy of the Good Life. Period. All right. So you are welcome here to another live session with Sazzy. And of course, I have an amazing guest to meet today. And we're here to talk about the reasons why men run away from a relationship when a woman is doing better. Oh my goodness. I personally want to believe that some of us have experienced this. And also, we know people that must have also experienced it. Yes, I can see Ibere Eric Amadi. Hi, babe. Yeah, I can see my girl. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. So yes, that is exactly what we're talking about today. The reasons why men run away when women do better financially. So we want to get the tea today. We want to go down to the nitty-gritty of the topic today. And I have an amazing guest, like I said initially. I have an amazing guest. Coach Maisie. He will be joining us in a few, just in a few. So just keep it waiting. He'll be joining us very soon. So I hope you are actually warming up, Coach Maisie, wherever you are. I'm sure you're watching me right now, and I know you are warming up as well to give us a banger today. We can't wait to have you here. We can't wait to have you here. Yes, Ebere said, watching from Niger. Yes, my girl, Niger Adehelo. Niger Adehelo. I throw a salute to Niger. All right. Thank you so much for coming here. So I know we have had this conversation a lot of times, and especially off of social media, I've had to talk with young people, single people, and this is almost like a reoccurring decimal. This conversation is almost like a reoccurring decimal when you get to hear ladies say, I don't know why men feel intimidated, I don't know why they feel timid. Some of them, they say they have complex issue. Some people say, oh, they are not confident in themselves. But well, men, it's actually a thing. It may not be a total, it may not, I won't sit down here and say that is the only reason why some men walk away from relationships. No, that cannot be the only reason. But I personally believe that it's part of the reason, or is one of the reasons why men walk away from a promising relationship. So yeah, we just want to talk about it tonight. So I want to welcome my guest. So Coach Maisie, if you are here, please do us the honors and join in. You have the link. We're waiting for you, Coach Maisie. Coach Maisie, can you hear me? If you can join in, please just join in. Join in. Do you want me to invite you again? I can invite you if you want me to. Okay, let me see if I can invite you again. Okay. All right. So how was your day, people? How was your day? If you went to church, please drop it in the comment section. Or if for some reason you couldn't make it to church, how was your day? I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're doing all right. I hope life is lifing. I hope life is lifing, but in a good way. I hope life is lifing in a good way as well. So yes, we're here to have a beautiful conversation this evening or this afternoon or this morning, depending on where you are watching from. We want to know why men run away from a relationship, especially a promising relationship, when the woman does better or is doing better financially. So yes, I'm waiting for you, Coach Maisie. We are ready. We are ready to go. Let's take it. Let's take it away. I'm waiting for you to join in. So my day was beautiful today. I had a good time today in church. And so as you can see, I'm still in my Sunday best. I'm still in my Sunday best. I had a beautiful time today in church. And of course, one of the things we talked about today in church was ending well. You shall finish strong, finishing strong. We all know that the year is coming to an end, and every one of us are beginning to take stock of the year. We sit down and have a massive and major retrospect of how this year has actually been. It has not been easy. To be fair, honestly, to be fair to us here, it has not been easy. It has not been a very smooth one, but it has been an amazing, amazing journey. We cannot complain. We can't complain. We have life. So we're hopeful. We are hopeful. We have life. We have life. God has given us life. We're privileged to be alive. And of course, as long as there is life, we know how it is. There is hope as well. So yes. So let's go straight into the topic for today. Coach Maisie, we are waiting for you. Um, if you can use the link and join in, I'm still waiting for you. But let's go straight into the topic of today. So why do men run away? Okay, Coach Maisie is coming in now. Let me add him again. So I just added Coach Maisie again. So let's wait to have our guest in the build. And ta-da! Ta-da! Drum roll! Yay!
Yeah,
We have Coach Maisie in the building.
that's right.
Yeah, we have Coach Maisie here.
Yeah,
So how are you doing, Coach
thank
Maisie?
you.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank God. And how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm doing well. We bless God. I can't
Awesome,
complain. I can't
awesome.
complain. God is good. God is good.
God is good. Yes, He
I
is.
can't complain.
Excellent.
God is good.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yes,
So I
He
hope you're having
is.
a good
Yes.
time, and we're ready for
Oh
you today.
yes,
We're ready to take it up. I'm ready
man.
to go
I
all the way.
I am so ready.
Yeah, super pumped. Yes, we
Let's do
came
this, man.
ready. Are super pumped for tonight. Okay,
Oh
so
yes.
I before we go, before we dive right into the conversation for today, I want you to introduce yourself. Do us the honors by
Okay.
introducing yourself. One thing I don't like doing, I have actually mentioned one or two about you, but then I would want you to introduce yourself the best way possible, because I don't want to skip anything. I don't want to leave any
Oh
stone unturned.
wow.
So please,
Oh
I
wow.
want you to introduce yourself, and then I can go on from there.
Okay. Well, this is a test of my modesty. You want to know
Please
if I'm
don't be
proud or
humble. Don't
humble?
be humble. Please don't be humble.
Anyway, okay. Thank you so much. My name is Chibueze Ofodu, and my my practice name is Coach Maisie, and I'm a premarital coach. Majorly, that's the niche I'm focusing on, but generally, I operate in the family life space. And when we say that, it means that I'm a trained and licensed counselor, a coach, a relationship mentor. All right. And by these, I mean professionally with organizations both locally and internationally. So I got into this calling a couple of years back fully. Okay, it had always been there. I had the background in ministry right from, I guess it's right from birth, right? Okay. Yeah, but right from childhood.
Yes, yes. Now carry come. Now carry come.
Yeah, yeah. And then my parents are actually marriage counselors of over 40 years. So somehow, same there, right? So somehow I've been around the space, but But beyond that, I mean, I've owned my own personal call in this area, and that is the area of introduction I like to keep it at. I have products online, I have books, I have courses, I have my own live sessions I do every Wednesday at 9 p.m. And the intent of that is to teach, young people, especially singles, the basics, the principles, the way, the how, the ropes of having successful relationships. All right, because I see that there are lots of mistakes out there that are unnecessary. They're avoidable mistakes, but a lot of people are not guided. Many of them are not even opening up themselves for guidance. You see, so there's a challenge there. All right, but so that's what I do, and that's my commitment, that's my passion, that's my call, that's my drive, and I'm all out in that space. All right, so let me leave it at that for now. I mean, there's a whole lot I could say about me.
Woo-hoo! Ah, yes, oh shit. This is how we say oh shit partners, oh
Okay.
shit partners. So
All
if
right.
we don't blow your trumpet, who will? Who
Who
will?
will? Who will?
All right, thank you
Yeah.
so much. So as you all can hear, tonight you can hear what Coach Maisie just said. He's trained, and of course, professionally, he's been doing this for years. And
Yes,
trust
actually.
me, he has receipts. There are receipts for what he does. Okay, so
Oh
if you want to
yeah.
know more of what he does, please follow him on YouTube. Follow him on Instagram, particularly. I know he's big there.
Yes.
I know
I'm big there. Yeah.
we spoke offline here today, and he's also bringing
Yeah.
a banger to YouTube very soon as well.
That's
And
right.
I'm going to keep
That's
every one
right.
of us updated about it as well.
Oh
So yes,
yeah.
please follow him on Instagram, Coach Maisie on
Coach Maisie.
Instagram.
Yeah.
He does
That's
his
right.
things amazing. I watch him. I even told him he was amazed to hear that I actually go to
Yeah.
all his lives and I actually follow. Yeah, I do. I watch it.
Thank
It's
you
really
so much.
engaging, really interesting. And honestly, man of God, I'm proud of what you're doing. Keep
Thank you
at
so
it. Keep
much.
at
I'm
it. Keep at
honored.
it.
Thank you so much. I
Keep
appreciate
at
you.
it. Yes. So
Thank
please,
you.
if you are watching, put it in the comment section and tell us where you are watching from. So Debbie D, I can see your message. My coaches, my head on the rise, my head they swell. Jesus, what's going on?
Very deep.
Coach, oh,
Nice.
all right, all right. Yes, I
Okay.
can see Ruth
Yeah.
Made. She says watching from Nigeria.
Watching from
All right,
Nigeria.
thank you so much. So
Yes.
wherever you're watching
You're
from,
welcome.
put in the comment section and let us know where you are watching from. And we
Yeah.
also want this live to be absolutely engaging as well. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
questions you have regarding this topic or even any topic outside this, it's okay. Feel free and drop it right there.
Yeah.
So yes, we
Mm-hmm.
take it up immediately, Coach Maisie, and I want us to talk about it. I sent you a couple of topics for us to talk about, and then you were
Oh
like, you know
yeah.
what? I'm taking this one. I want to do justice to this one. So
Oh
yes,
yes. Oh
yeah,
yes. It's
and
about
then
time, man.
exactly, and I also would want to give out a little expo here because I actually told Coach Maisie about it offline. I said, you know what? I got this topic. I was inspired to talk about this from Coach Mazier's life a couple of weeks ago. I was actually inspired to talk about this. He had no
Okay.
idea. So I had to let the
Wow.
cat out of the bag. Yeah, I had to tell him that, see, you
Okay.
actually, your life inspired this particular topic, and I'm really grateful.
Wow.
That's what we
That's
do. That the
awesome.
Bible says, iron sharpeneth iron. That is
That's
how a
right.
friend sharpeneth the countenance of a
The
friend.
other,
So you
yeah.
can see we
That's
learn
right.
from each other.
Oh
We pick
yes.
clues from here and there, and then we grow
Mm-hmm.
together. So thank you so much.
That's right.
And here you are to even talk much about it. Debbie D says watching from Nigeria, and by God's
Yeah.
grace soon from London and
From
America.
London.
Oh, Debbie D, be
America.
careful. It's too early. It's too early for this fire. It's too early for this fire.
No, she comes charged up.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Coach
Yeah.
Maisie. We go straight to our
Okay.
topic for tonight. So the topic
Yeah.
says, why do men run when ladies do better financially?
Oh, solid.
That's a banger.
Solid.
That question
I'm
came with a
telling you.
banger.
I'm telling you, like, so when I saw it, you sent three of them. Before I even saw the other ones, I'm like, man, this is it, man. This is it. Like, yeah, this is it. I said, okay, let me look at all of them. And then I loved all of them. And then I'm like, now I don't know which one to choose. I wish you just sent me that one. All right. But the reason I went for it is because it's a very pertinent conversation. It's a real issue. It's happening. A lot of guys are not courageous enough to confront that fear. A lot of ladies who are eligible and of age are still single because of this. I mean, one of the things I do, let me say I did because I took a break on it and I'll come back to it later, is matchmaking. All right. So when I used to do matchmaking, then one of the challenges that I had was with ladies who are successful and doing well, say stuff like, why are all the guys running away? Like, why am I intimidating them? I try to be nice, I try to be humble, but it looks like these guys are intimidated. And I'm like, man, if they don't have it, they don't have it. If it's not there, it's not there. I mean, not every man can handle a successful woman. I need to put that out there. All right. Not every man can handle a successful woman. So I need it's a conversation we need to have. And I'm glad, thank you for the opportunity. I mean, these things, I brood over these things a lot of times, and this will be the first time I'm really talking about it like squarely. And I trust the Spirit of God and grace to just give us utterance, and let's just, drop all the wisdom and punchlines that people need to be rescued from this. Because at the end of the day, it's not just to talk about it, it's to help people. It's to show the solution. Let me put it like that. All right. I mean, if all the guys are running from successful ladies and ladies who do better financially, doesn't mean that those ladies shouldn't get married. It doesn't mean that something is now wrong with the ladies. Because another thing I've seen is where ladies try to now downplay their success, all right, just so that they can fit into the the scope and the level of the guy they're trying to be friends with, so that they don't look like they are too successful for him. And I'm saying, no, you cannot be apologetic about your success. Don't do that. I tell ladies, never be apologetic about your success. I mean, God has blessed you so much, and you think that because of one man who is not who doesn't have the capacity to handle that blessing, you now want to water down all of that blessing. Are you ready to do that for the rest of your life? And even if you think you want to do that, no, you'll be living suboptimally. All right. So yes, this is a very great conversation, and we need to talk about it. We're gonna be gisting, right? So feel
Yes.
free to interject me. If you leave me, I'm here for a
Okay,
long.
okay, okay. Coach Maisie came
Yeah.
ready. I'm super, super excited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pumped. Thank you so much. So before
Yeah.
we continue, please, I would love you to give this video a thumbs up. If you're enjoying what you are seeing right now, give it a like. We need this video to go out there. If you can, share the links
Mm-hmm.
as well. Share it, drop it in your groups, your private chat, to your friends, to single friends. I'm sure people would love
Yeah.
to hear this conversation. It's interesting.
Oh
I
yeah.
promise you, you will not regret this,
Mm-hmm.
your data. This is data well
Mm-hmm.
spent. You
Yeah.
will not regret
Oh
it. Yeah.
yes.
So,
In
Coach
fact, I
Maisie,
just
when you were
yeah.
talking, I had to cast my
Mm-hmm.
mind back to a couple of things that have actually happened. It's so,
Yeah.
I don't know if it is common in other parts of Africa, but then in Nigeria, particularly,
Yeah.
you get to hear parents tell their female children that are actually doing well financially not to
Yeah.
rent a house, not to
Oh
stay on their
yeah.
own, not to get an apartment, not to buy a
Mm-hmm.
car. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you get, because when you were talking here, it just hit me that
That's
ladies are
right.
beginning to water down their success. They are trying not
Mm-hmm.
to make it look like they are
Not to.
living, in
Yeah.
flamboyance. They are trying to make it look like they have so much because they don't want any man to run away from them.
That's
They
right.
are very open. They want to have a good relationship.
Oh, they
They want
want
to
to.
have
Yeah.
a better half. So you hear some parents actually say, no, please still remain with your parents. Live under your
Stay under
parents'
your
roof,
parents'
because
roof.
they feel
Yeah.
like there is this thing in the air where people feel like when a woman stays alone, she's either living a randy life, or she's living above her means, or she's
Yeah.
probably too successful and she cannot submit to a man. So you
Mm-hmm.
begin to hear
Mm-hmm.
things like this. So please,
Yeah.
Coach Media, what can we say about this? What can we say about it? How do we
Yeah.
how do we handle
So
situations like this?
in fact, yeah. I mean, that's why we're here, right? So you see, these things, because one of the things we do in counseling is to be able to dig to the root of certain issues, right? And if many times if you cannot go down enough to the root of what the situation is or what the cause for that, whatever it is you're trying to whatever it is you're trying to solve or you're trying to achieve with that client or that person, if you're not able to get to the root of it, um, your work hasn't started because it's from the roots. You start knowing what interventions you need to prefer, right? So
Yeah.
when you dig into these things, there are a number of things you see as the root causes, and one of the very major ones is the culture. All right, is the culture of our parents' parents, of our ancestry, the cultures that have been handed over down to us. All right, and I'm talking about this patriarchal system where from the day you were born, from the day you started interacting with your environment and with the people around you, you are already made to believe that the male is the superior gender. Okay, the male is superior to the female. The education is for the male. The female shouldn't go through formal education. They should rather focus on being wives and learning how to keep the kitchen and learning how to serve their husbands and take care of the home. So way back, you see that culture has been passed and has been transferred down. And shockingly, that culture is not just a thing of the past, it still obtains very largely even in today's world. Okay. Now, the degree to it may vary, but you still see that kind of pattern of thinking, all right, in the mindsets of a lot of people. Okay, so those are the kind of things that have made people suggest to ladies that don't have ambition, don't dream, don't reach out. You're overdoing it. I hear people refer to young ladies who are doing so well and who are ambitious. They say, this one is even so over ambitious. She doesn't know her place. They follow men, they compete. For international audience who don't understand pidgin, um, means she's competing. She's trying to with her male counterparts. You see, but that is not the case. As a matter of fact, let me just say this here in case I don't have time to talk about it again. In the creation of mankind, God made man equal. God made the male and the female gender equal. There's no lesser version of God in the female than is in the male. All right. So when God created humans, He says, Genesis 1:26, let us make man in our own image and likeness, and let them have dominion. 26 to 28, let them. And then the Bible says He made them male and female, created He them. All right. So it was the same mandate, it was the same ability, it was the same grace, it was the same instruction given to the male folk that was given to the female folk. All
Exactly.
right. So at that level, male and female are equal in the sight of God. The only place where we talk about an order is in marriage, where for the order of marriage, scripture again, God, who instituted marriage, set an order that the man is the head of the home, all right? And that headship does not speak of superiority or control. It's simply about servanthood. It's simply about leadership. It's simply about who takes the bulk. We can have two drivers. No matter how sophisticated a vehicle is, there are no two steering wheels on it. All right, it's one because there's one driver on that vehicle. Okay, so it's about order, leadership, decision making. Okay, so even that in marriage, that's where it said that the woman should submit. It does not in any way reduce the capacity and the capabilities of that woman because she's not supposed to submit to a man's authority in marriage. It does not reduce her in any way. Instead, what it's saying is that in this institution, the way it is designed to work is that this person whom you have chosen to submit to, all right, is the one who is the sole, how do we say it now, the chief responsibility officer. Let me put it like that. All right. Now, but besides the confines of marriage, a man and a woman out there are equal. Oh yes, they're equal. Don't try to reduce any lady. I mean, come on. These days we see it now. Women are high flyers too. Women are CEOs.
Yeah.
Women are running companies. Women are doing mightily well. All right. They are employing men. Okay. And it's because of this change in the dynamics in the world we're in right now that a lot of ladies are now a lot more financially empowered. Because as a matter of fact, it is said statistically, yes, as someone in the US, by God's grace, very soon we'll get it right with our statistics in the country I'm in right now. So that we can be referring to our statistics.
I know,
But
right?
yeah, I'm telling you. So anytime I'm looking for statistics, it's only Obodo Ibo you're seeing. That's correct. If you don't understand, see me later. Right. Okay. So he said that there are even more female graduates than male. An actual count that was done sometime in 2015 showed that there were about 72.8% more women, all right, than male from a particular from the area where the survey was carried out. Okay, so the thing is, more ladies are being empowered. People are learning. People are going to school. People have dreams. So what should they do with all of that? Just drop it because they want to get married? Okay, so you see that patriarchal culture is one of the major things that have made people think this way. And that's why they tell you as a young lady, you don't look so flamboyant because you chase away all the guys, stay in your father's house because you'll be seen as irresponsible. But for goodness sake, if you want to remain in your father's house, there's certain things you would not be able to do. And I'm not talking about anything irresponsible or anything sinister. No, I'm talking about even your work life, and some levels of your personal development, some levels of there are ways you want to start creating your ideal kind of life.
Yeah.
And it may
Yeah.
be hampered if you're still under the roof of your parents. Just saying. All right. Anyway, so that's one of the major. Let me just touch on a number of reasons why these things happen. Okay, I already talked about culture, which is a patriarchal system where people just
Yeah.
believe it's the men. The men are naturally the head, the leaders. That culture creates a kind of belief system. You see that even when people are not practicing that culture optimal and true, that belief system is still there in their mind. So in this day and age, you meet a young guy who, of course, believes that his wife should go to school, she should do her master, she should get a good job. But guess what? That same man, when she's now getting the good job, starts getting uncomfortable. He tells you, no, I agree. Yes, she should go to school, she should work. Yeah. But Oga, why are you now uncomfortable? You see, because somewhere underlying that belief system, underlying that man's reasoning or paradigm, is the belief system that she's beginning to do it too much. Oh. She's trying to compete with me. Oh. She's trying to make more money than me. Oh. You see, and once you start nurturing that kind of thought, such a man is going to pose a serious challenge to that lady if he doesn't
Yeah.
have the maturity to handle it.
Yeah.
All right. So, fortunately, one of the most challenging things to do with an adult human is to try to change their belief systems.
Oh,
The
yeah.
most frustrating, yeah, very difficult thing. I mean, we'll see that in our practice a lot of time. It's very difficult. People come, they know they have a problem. You are showing them the solution in front, and you are trying to walk them through a belief change. But you know what? They are drowning with this belief system. Oh, me and this belief till I die. And you're wondering, don't you want to save yourself? All right. So there's a challenge there. All right. Another challenge, because there's so many I could speak to. I'm sure people out there have their own, they also know reasons why they run away from this thing. But another one that people don't admit a lot is their self-concept. Yeah. Low self-esteem. Because you feel like your worth is determined, or your esteem is determined by how much you earn.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Somebody
Oh
write
yeah.
that down. Jot it
Oh
down.
yeah.
Somebody write it
Oh
down.
yeah. And it's a pitiful thing if your
Yeah.
self-esteem is tied to the amount of money in your bank account per time.
Oh, yes.
That's a miserable state to be in. Miserable. Because it will affect the kind of it will affect how you even view yourself, what kind of opportunities you consider yourself um, worthy of. All right. It will affect how you relate with people. It would affect how you carry yourself. You see some people that you think are humble. It's not humility. It's just low self-esteem. Money, the moment money enters, you see this issue that
Pride everywhere.
you see pride. And you say, I thought this person was humble. They are not humble anything. It's money they don't have. Do you understand? So you see, when people define their worth according to when they allow their worth to be determined by the money in their bank account, that's a miserable state to be in. Okay, so that is the kind of guy who is comfortable so long as he's earning more than her and he's richer than her per se. The moment she gets an opportunity to, as it were, pass him in income, he'll become uncomfortable. He'll create
Mm,
problems where there are no problems.
mm.
Oh, yes. Somebody mentioned there in the comment, Ruth said, insecurity is usually the undertone. Of course,
Yes. Yes.
insecurity and low self-esteem are very good siblings. They go together. Do you understand? They go together. You cannot remove them from each other. No, no, no. They're always together. They're like Siamese
Yeah.
twins. All right. So that's what happens. You begin to wonder, um, because so the thing that comes with having money is that you cannot take some decisions. Yeah. As a lady, I mean, certain things you typically may have had to run by him. Now you can just afford it, and he has a problem
True.
with that. Oh yes, why didn't you ask me for it? Because he just likes to be the one in charge. He just wants to be the one in control. You understand? So he has a problem with the fact that you can get what you want without asking me, and he's worried. Okay, so you see, there's low self-esteem there, there's insecurity there,
Yeah.
and then somewhere is the want or the need to be able to control another human.
Mm.
That's very wrong.
Yeah.
That's very wrong, really. What you want to do is to be able to inspire leadership, not to
Oh,
control your
yes.
spouse. Yeah, you want to be able to inspire submission, inspire followership, not control anybody, not force anybody, not coerce anyone to do your bidding. So you see why we talk about building capacity long before you're ready for a relationship or marriage. Okay, because some of the things I'm speaking to are things that if you had naturally built capacity in leadership as an individual, you may not struggle in leading your home. Because ultimately, the role of the man in the home is leadership. Ultimately, it's leadership. And it's in that leadership that we're talking about provision, protection, all right? And people need to know that the provision we speak about is not only financial provision. Oh,
True. True. True.
yeah. So these are the reasons guys are running away because when she's any more than you, you feel like, so she won't be able to listen to me again now. And you say things like, I mean, I've heard people say this, this one that she's not making a lot of money. Are you sure she can listen to man? Can she submit to man? And I'm like, is it only money that you're bringing to the table, young man? Is it only money?
I
All
can
right.
see the comment section. Sorry to
In
cut
fact, they
you.
are seeing
Ruth,
it. I'm
it's
seeing
it's
it.
body right there. Marianne, and it is said, I don't show. I don't show. Yes, so
Another
I can see you,
energy
and it,
somebody.
you're welcome. And Marianne, what's her name? Yeah, Debbie D said, and it did, please, no noise here. We need the noise, please. Keep it buzzing, keep it buzzing. And as you're coming in, please click on keep
Oh
liking this
yes,
video and sharing it
like
as
it,
well. Yeah,
and
so
make sure
Ruth
you
said
subscribe.
something. Ruth Dumade said something. She said
Mm-hmm.
that's humility, not humility. That when a
Not
man is
humility.
broke, is humility, is not humility. And then she and then she said, when you broke, you supposed naturally humble, sure.
Yeah.
You supposed naturally humble when you broke. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
You
Coach
know.
Maisie, that's
Yes.
powerful. You said something really strong there. You said, because I know Annie did put it down. She said, I want to say it, that a man is supposed to inspire leadership. As a man, you should inspire leadership and not to fight for control. So
Oh
there's
yeah.
a thin line between inspiring leadership and trying to gain control. There's actually a
That's
thin
right.
line. It's just for us
That's
to
right.
know how to, it's just for the male folks to know how to balance it, basically, if we
Mm-hmm.
understood what you said. And then
Mm-hmm.
there's another statement here: inspire leadership and followership, not control anyone. That's correct. Now, somebody is saying, Omoruyi, please, if I'm not pronouncing your name right, I'm so sorry. Forgive me in advance. But I know I said Omoruyi. Please say that provision again, because they didn't hear at the back. So loud it. We need a gong to
Okay.
loud that one.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Uyi, I hope you can
Yeah.
hear loud and clear.
Yeah. I mean, so I said provision goes beyond financial provision.
Oh,
If
yes.
money is the only thing you bring to the table as a man, you lack capacity to be a
Otilo.
husband.
Ha
Mm,
ha. Otilo.
you lack capacity to be a husband. I'm serious. Yeah, because unfortunately, these are the things a lot of men hold on to after all. Um, don't I provide money for you to cook food? Don't I pay the rent? Have I ever asked you to contribute to paying the rent? Don't I pay the children's school fees? Is that all there is to being a man? No, there is. That's not all there is. That's not all at all. And that's why I'm jumping on this conversation because men need to be empowered. Men need to be prepared for marriage. There's a whole leadership factor that is missing in a lot of guys today. The whole leadership factor that is missing. You need to build capacity, you need to build maturity,
Yeah.
physical, emotional, spiritual maturity. That thing I said about provision, there's a wide range of areas that a man provides for the home. Spiritual guidance, spiritual direction. All right, you provide guidance spiritually, you provide direction for the home, you provide vision. All right, of course, you're in these things, you're not imposing it on your spouse. You guys are conversing, all right? But the ultimate driver of the direction is the husband,
Mm.
is the man. Do you understand? You provide, you determine the level of leadership, no, let me use that word again, the level of discipline in the home. You determine what the values you want to put, you want your family members to be known for. You determine what the values of your home, what we call the DNA of your home will be. You determine
Yeah.
it. You see, so there's a whole lot there. I want to speak about protection. Of course, it's not just in the physical protection of being a macho man, and then I will fight for you. I will take a bull. What's that song? I will catch a grenade for you, right? It's not
Hey,
only
yada
because
yada.
that's really.
Are you sure? Are you ready? Are you
Are you
ready?
ready? Because I would be alive, let be husband. you know. So it's not just macho and then I can fight for you. No, no. Beyond that physical protection, what about the emotional protection? Are you able to shield your spouse and family from external influences?
Mm.
Influences from your friends, from your own family members? This is big deal, man. This is real big deal. All right. There are people who are married and their wives are treated as slaves and as house girls by their siblings and by their parents. And then you can't fight for her. So you see, it's not just about I have money, I'm providing money. It's not money we're talking about. There's a whole spectrum of leadership.
Mm.
There's a whole spectrum of direction you're providing for that home. You see, and that is why I have a challenge when guys are saying that she already has money. What else does she need? She needs leadership. She needs someone to submit to. She needs somebody who she can, work with together and conquer the world. She needs somebody who already has a sense of direction and vision for his life.
Mm. Mm.
Because ultimately, you see, some people may not like this. When God said the woman is a helpmeet for the man, like it or not, the truth is God has put a lot more grace in the woman, okay, to help her man succeed in his vision. Oh yes, oh yes, it is true. Time will fail me to break down the etymology of that word, helpmate. But what you see there is a kind of help that God Himself provides. So it's like God saying, I can't come on earth to live with you physically, but I'm going to send someone who is equipped to do the same kind of things I could be doing for you if I was there with you.
Yes.
And that's what He
Yes.
sent to you as a
Yes.
wife.
Yes.
Do you understand? So that is why that kind of person needs a person who is already, very
Mm.
clear-minded about having a sense of direction, having a sense of purpose, so that together she can join forces with him. They can discuss together. They can, create things together and conquer the world, basically. But a lot of guys are afraid of that
Mm.
because they have not built capacity. And they
Mm.
fear that if it's just by money and she's earning more than me, then she will not listen to me. But
Oh
that is
yes.
because you have not shown her these other sides that
Yeah.
she's actually looking for and craving for. The
Yeah.
moment you show that to her, if
Yeah.
you like be earning 1/10 of what she's earning, she would follow you
Yeah.
and
True.
she will support you and she will
Yeah.
ensure you grow also. All
Yeah.
right.
All right. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I can.
please.
The comments actually going agog here. So, Coach Maisie, just for you to catch your breath, let's reiterate
Thank
what you
you.
have said. So,
Okay.
people at the back will
You
hear
need to
it. So,
hear.
let's reiterate it. So, yeah. So, you said
Okay.
that provision actually goes beyond financial provision. So,
Oh
we
yeah.
actually we have other areas of provision, other areas a man can actually bring some level of succor
Oh
to
yeah.
a woman beyond the
That's right.
financial financial aspect. And then Marianne
That's
sees
right.
Anidi, and let me call her Anidi. She's my sister. That's why I'm calling her home name. Anidi said, "We still like the money, oh. We still like the money."
Of course. Of
There's
course.
this funny song out there. It say, if you want to know what a woman likes, give her money. Number one. Number two, I say extra money.
Give her
Number
money.
three, more money.
More money.
So yes, she's still
Yeah.
hammering on it that yes, we still like money. But then, of course,
Mm-hmm.
it goes beyond that. The money is important,
Oh,
absolutely
yes.
important.
Very
We
key.
cannot
Of course.
overemphasize that. Absolutely
No, no,
important.
no.
But then
You can't.
beyond that, we have other areas, which you said the spiritual guidance is also there, emotional
Mm-hmm.
support is there, mental
Mm-hmm.
support, physical
That's
support,
right.
of course,
That's
financial
right.
support. So all these
That's
things put
right.
together, we don't just use rocks alone to build a house.
That's
There
right.
are other
That's right.
components that is important in building a house. People go to
So
get
true.
rods. There are different kinds of rods, rods. My husband is into construction. When he start talking all the types of things that the rods, you get what they call
Yeah.
it, concrete stones. There are different things basically that
Oh
you need
yes.
to.
Oh
When you
yes.
see a beautiful edifice, a lot has
Mm-hmm.
gone into it. A lot
That's
of
so true.
errors, actually. There were times when that edifice looked like it was not going to start right, but
That's right.
they had to add, they had to subtract, they had to sit
Mm-hmm.
down, go back again, go back to the drawing table to draw out
Yeah.
again, to map it right. Oh, it's like this place didn't come out right. What do we do to fix this area? That is
That's so
exactly what
true.
a relationship involves. A relationship
Mm-hmm.
needs deliberate building,
Oh
constant
yes.
building,
Oh yes.
intentionality.
Oh
Intentionality is
yes.
important in a relationship because, like
So
I
true.
always say, whatever you feed grows. Whatever you
Oh
feed
yes.
grows. So as long as you're
Mm-hmm.
feeding that relationship, it will grow. And then if you're
That's so
feeding
true.
the relationship with negativity, with toxicity, it
Oh.
will grow. And
Oh,
then
it
it
will
will come
grow.
back to haunt you. It will
That's
come
right.
back to haunt you because you
That's so
will be the
true.
first recipient of that
Of
toxicity.
course.
You will be the
Of
first
course.
recipient of that negativity as well. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
there are other
Mm-hmm.
areas that men can give a woman support and succor
That's right.
beyond the
That's right.
financial areas. So yes, to
That's right.
also further reiterate, we have talked about why men run away from women. So, Coach Maisie, you mentioned number
Yeah.
one, culture and belief system. One of the
That's
reasons.
right.
So please, anybody that is hearing us, you can put it down. These are the reasons. So for us to just reiterate it, one of the reasons
Yeah.
that Coach Mezier mentioned here, he said culture and belief system, especially from
That's
where we are
right.
coming from back home Africa.
Mm-hmm.
There's this mindset, there's this cultural thing that is happening to us from back home, and people feel
Mm-hmm.
like, when a woman is showing all she has, then she will not be humble enough, or she will not be respectful to a man. So that is
Yeah.
one of the reasons why men run away. Another reason he mentioned was the concept of self. How you evaluate yourself, how you rate
Mm-hmm.
yourself, what you see in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that was tied to low self-esteem as well. That was also
Mm-hmm.
tied to insecurity. So
Insecurity.
the
Yeah.
concept of self is tied to a lot. Like he said in his own words, he said they are siblings. That's
Mm-hmm.
insecurity, low self-esteem, that they are siblings.
They're
So
always
these are
together.
the
Yeah.
yeah, that's another reason. That's the second one he mentioned. Another thing he mentioned as well, he said the need to control the other person. One of the
That's
reasons
right.
why a man want to run away from a woman is because he is struggling and fighting for
Yeah.
control as
That's right.
against as against leadership, as against
Mm-hmm.
intentional leadership. He's fighting for
Mm-hmm.
control. So we have mentioned
That's right.
three different things here. Miriam said, I almost
Mm-hmm.
called it editing. Miriam, oh my God. And then Annie D said something here because Coach Maisie, you said
Yeah.
that there are some men that do not even know how to protect their women from family, especially married
Mm-hmm.
couples. The men that don't know how to
Mm-hmm.
protect women from families, from friends, from outside external influence, basically, not just family. It could even be friends, it could be colleagues, but then
Yeah.
and then Anidi said something. Anidi said, who are you to treat Sazzy as a slave? Her hobby can lift you with his pinky finger.
Oh yes. So true. Yeah.
Anidi, be careful. All right. So
Yeah.
now, Ahigbe Akere Collins, anybody that knows this name. If you know, you know. So
If you
let's
know,
leave it
you
at
know.
that. Ahigbe
Let's just leave it
Akere
at this.
Collins said something. He said,
Yeah.
kindly place Kindly place the responsibility of a man in a home according to your schedule of hierarchy, in line with the scriptures in First Timothy chapter 5, verse 8. Reverend sir,
Yeah.
we can
I
see
was going to
you.
come to that scripture.
Yes. So he's asking us to do something, to
Yeah.
place the hierarchy, the responsibility of
Yes.
a man in a home according to
Yes.
the schedule of hierarchy. So Coach Maisie, you will
Yes.
jot that down because you come to it.
I'll
And then
stick to it. Yes.
yes. Okay. Then Ruth said, money has been so genderalized. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Sadly. Sadly so. It feels like
Sadly so.
it feels like it's only the man that should have money, that should control money.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Yeah.
it's sad. It's not supposed to be so. Debbie D said, reasons men feel intimidated by women's success is culture and belief. Okay, she's basically reiterating what we said.
Oh yeah,
Now,
that's
I
right.
want to mention another thing, Coach Maisie, if this also could be a thing. Fear of
Okay, go
commitment.
ahead, please.
Another
Oh
reason why,
yes.
yes, another reason why some men run away from women that, that do well financially, there is also the fear of commitment. They are questioning, and of course, this could also stem from that same concept of self-insecurity and low self-esteem,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
this man could even literally love this lady. He could
Oh
honestly
yes.
be in love with this lady, but then he's questioning his ability. He's
Yeah.
questioning his capability. If I commit
True.
to this relationship, if I want to take it to the next level, how do I sustain it? So,
Yeah.
sustaining that relationship financially is another
Mm-hmm.
tussle that a man is going
Oh
through.
yes.
So I just
Oh
want to
yes.
let it look like I am the devil's advocate here. Let me play a bit
Yeah,
of a role,
I get
especially
it.
for the
Yeah.
male folks. Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I
I
get it.
personally believe that some men honestly have genuine reasons, but this could be one of them. They are struggling. They are asking themselves, maybe this woman is earning six figures. You meet a woman,
Yeah.
beautiful, responsible, and everything, doing well, earning six figures, and you, the man, you are still struggling with maybe four figures or three or five. I don't know. But you are
Yeah.
still,
Stuff happens.
yeah,
Yeah.
you are still struggling, literally struggling with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're asking
Mm-hmm.
yourself, how can I commit to this relationship? How will this
Yes.
woman submit herself to me when I'm bringing this high, or I'm bringing this
Yeah.
little?
All this
So
look.
that could
Yeah.
also be another thing, and that's why that fear of commitment, that it could also come in. Then there
Oh
is also
yes.
the area of pressure and expectation. There is the
Oh
area of
yes.
pressure and expectation. And this particular one could also stem from lack of communication as well. You see, there are
Hmm.
certain things that men are expected to do in a relationship. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from, Coach Maisie.
Of
There are
course.
certain
Of
things
course.
men are expected to do in
I
a
expected to
relationship.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, there is an expectation. It may not be,
Mm-hmm.
see, it doesn't, the way it works for A does not necessarily have to work for
Doesn't
B
have to
that
be the way
way.
it was to be.
But
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
because society has, just the way Ruth Dumade said, has genderalized money. They feel that a
Yeah.
man should own more than a woman. So there is this high expectation that a woman has. So communication, so
Yeah.
pressure and expectation becomes another reason why men run away from women that do well. Because, well, they don't want to be pressurized. They don't want to. They know that this woman has a high expectation. Maybe the woman even Coach Maisie, I have heard of
Let me say.
situations where
Okay.
the woman has her own house. I have
Oh
heard a
yes.
story. A story. A friend of mine told me a story that her friend has a home, as in she already built her own house, and then this man is already feeling insecure. So where do I
Of
stay?
course.
If I get married to you, do I move into your
Yeah.
own house?
Move into
So
your house.
these things are there.
Yeah.
There are real
Yeah.
pressure. There are real issues that
Yeah.
a man is honestly fighting with and struggling with. So that's another
Yeah.
reason we need to also look at it as well,
Oh
and
yes.
consider the male folks as well, and understand where they are coming from. You understand? I see
Yeah.
another thing. So we've talked about fear of commitment. We've talked about pressure and expectation. So
Yeah.
I'll take it back to you, Coach Maisie, for
Okay.
you to
So
add extra
yeah.
to it.
In fact, so the truth is there are several. It's because of time that we just have to pinch here and there. You see, there are several of these, and what you said is so true, so part of it. There's another one, which is trauma, past experiences. Oh yeah, past experiences. Oh
Yes.
yeah, I could sit on this for a whole day. Okay, as a matter of fact, there are many guys who, because of these past experiences, they don't want to ever again hear. In fact, some don't even want their wives to be empowered. Don't work. I will take care of you. Let's leave it like that.
Yes. Yes.
Because of past experiences. So these things are real things that happen. Initially, when I was thinking of what to say about this topic, I thought I was going to treat it from two angles, from the man's side and the lady's side. If time permits, I'll still speak to a few things from the ladies, because the truth is there are certain ladies who are so badly behaved.
Oh,
And
sure.
then and then
Sure.
with money, that bad behavior is amplified.
I agree.
And then those are the kind of people who cannot make relationships work. And they start punishing the innocent men, just because they sometimes don't even earn more than the men, but just the fact that you also earn money, you feel like nobody can tell you what to do. You feel like I mean, yeah, I don't need to listen for your opinion. I can take care of myself. After all, did you pay my rent for me? Did you buy me my car? Did you buy the? I got that. You understand? So all that shakara, you see, and all that shakara will just make the guy say, no, I can't deal. All right. So yes, there are ladies with their bad behavior. Permit me. Of course, it's not everybody. I'm not saying all women. And you see, that's another challenge, because guys have now guys have begun to generalize that all ladies behave like this. All women, when they have money, all women,
Mm,
all women. No, 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 you don't
mm.
do that. Don't generalize. Okay. I know a number of them are like that. I know there are a number of ladies who, when you put not just money, you put power in their hands, you won't believe that you're seeing the same person. It will look like they just changed. And all those werewolf movies where when you change into a werewolf, at first you're a human being and then you become a werewolf at a particular point in the night. So for some women, yes, that happens. But you see, it's not, I want to emphasize that some of these things are human things. They are behavior things. They are not necessarily gender things.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just that certain genders have a way of highlighting, certain behaviors more than others, right? But these are human things, and that's why when we're teaching things like this, we like to teach it from a principle base, not necessarily a gender base, not an activity or performance or issue base. No, a general principle base, so you can begin to apply that anywhere you see that kind of situation required. Okay, so that thing about trauma is another reason why some guys don't even want to deal. Sometimes it's not even their own experiences, it's other people's experiences.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Somebody says, I have an uncle, and everything was going fine with him until the wife got, she got this family member who wanted to invest in her business and gave her a lot of money. And then her business grew, she was able to get in more goods. And now, she was doing so well. And now she starts talking to her husband anyhow. You know, I mean, she starts reneging on some of the things she typically used to do before in the home. And now, before the guy says what, she goes after all, after all. Now she buys herself a car. She doesn't need to depend on him to say, "Can you take me here or drop me there?" She buys herself a
Mm,
car. She gets in the car. She drives out. Like,
mm.
who are you to tell me what to? Don't you know my business is? Do you understand? And then somebody who grew up under that kind of home or who witnessed that kind of situation will definitely have certain negative feedback
Yeah.
resting in his subconscious,
Yes.
that this
Yeah.
is how women behave
Yeah.
when they begin to make money. So you see, sometimes it's not just one person's own trauma or experience. Sometimes it's that of other people in their environment. Okay, but let me say this, because really, I don't only want to use all the time to talk about the causes or the examples. I want to see if we can also, in some way, suggest how to tackle this thing,
Solutions,
right?
right? Proper
Solutions,
solutions.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then before we close, I should speak to that. I should make the reference that Mr. Collins Ahigbe dropped in the comments. All right. So one of the reasons that people have these concerns, beyond all of the things that we have said, is that there is a lack of understanding of what marriage really is. Yes, marriage is not competition between you and your spouse. In marriage, both of you become a team. You become one. That's how the Bible says it. You become one. It's not supposed to still be a thing of my own and your own in
Mm-hmm.
marriage, because marriage is a covenant. A covenant is the highest and deepest form of any human partnership, any human
Oh,
relationship.
yes.
The
Yeah.
highest is a covenant. Okay, it's not just a signed agreement. It's not just a verbal agreement. It's a covenant is cut in blood. All right, that's what marriage is, and that is why in marriage it is said that till death do us part. Because typically the only thing that should separate or put an end to that marriage typically should be death. Okay, even though of course there are provisions for separation and divorce where necessary. Okay, let me put it out there because really a lot of things are happening these days, right? And when marriage begins to become a threat to someone's life, to someone's mental health, at some point, please seek the official channels, and if need
Yeah.
be, let there be a dissolution or annulment. Do you understand? Because the law of life is greater than the law of marriage. You need to be alive to fulfill destiny. God has great plans in store for you. Okay, don't kill yourself in the name of love. That death no get value. It's useless. It's useless to you. It's useless to everybody around you. Do you understand? It's only the death of Jesus Christ that has value. Any other death where human being did, you go forget you in a hurry. Do you understand? So
Jesus has paid it all.
yeah, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Okay, so I needed to put that there. I know it's not the subject of our conversation, but I needed to put it there. All right.
Yeah.
People should be rescued from marriages that are leading them to their graves. They should be
Yeah.
rescued as quickly
True.
as possible. All
True.
right. So I was talking about what even took me there. Okay, I said people don't understand the concept of marriage. So
Yeah.
that is why and I mean, again, I could draw a lot of causes to that. There are not many ideal marriages being modeled these days. Okay, and that's another concern too. So
Yeah.
people grow up in homes where there's a lot of infighting, a lot of quarrel, there's no love, there's no unity, things don't work. People grow up like that, and that is the model of the family that they have been raised with. If they don't have deliberate interventions, they will reproduce the same or worse of this
Sure.
kind of
Yeah.
marriages. Do you understand? Yes, and
Mm.
statistics have shown it that people who grow up in abusive homes have the tendencies to also produce their own abusive homes and transfer it down the line, just like that. Okay, so because people don't know what marriage really is, it's part of the reasons why they have these challenges. Because if you have the proper understanding, and the lady you're getting married to has the same understanding that in this marriage we are joining forces together. It's you and I against the world. It's not you versus me. It's not my own and then your own. I hear couple talk sometimes and they're still saying things like this is my house, and I'm wondering which one is your house? You people are married. It's for both of you. The fact that you built it or you bought it, listen to me, in marriage you guys are supposed to own everything together. All right. I'm not saying there cannot be individual ownership, but the point is, irrespective of whose name is on the title of that thing, the usage, the functionality is for us, it's for the home front. Do you understand? That is the ideal. The fact that it may not be common anymore does not mean it's not right. That's the ideal. That's what it should be. Okay. And when you understand that as a guy and as a lady, irrespective of who is bringing more money to the table or to the home, what is most important is that there's a family vision we're working with, there's a unity of purpose we're working with, and with these resources now become the family's resources, and we deploy them as we agree to.
Yeah.
If you're paying attention to what I'm saying, you hear I'm saying we deploy them as we agreed to. It's not that I'm the
Communication.
commander. Exactly. It's not that I'm the commander and this is what I want to do. Or do you understand? We have a goal as a family, and then tomorrow the man just gets so excited and goes to buy a 95-inch plasma TV because it just came out and it's so exciting. He saw it in his MD's house. Him too is a big man. He must, what's wrong with you? We have goals. Do you understand? You don't just do that. All right, you discuss. You discuss. Unless when there's such provision for that kind of expense that does not impact on the running of the family,
Yeah.
on the family goals. Do you understand? Or we have a building project, we're trying to move into our personal house, and then one spouse is saying, this year I must travel 3 countries. With which money? The money that you're using to build your house that you want to move into by the end of the year. Do you
Misplaced
understand? So
priority, right?
business priorities, yeah. So that's why in marriage, there should be that level of unification of vision and purpose. And trust me, these are some of the things that keep the home going. It's not romance all the time.
No.
It's what is cooking. What's cooking for the future? What are the pictures in our hearts? What are we working towards? What do we envisage for ourselves for the next 5 years? What are we working towards? These are the things people need to start building capacity for before you are even getting boyfriend or girlfriend. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
that with that proper understanding, it becomes less important who is bringing more. What's important is that both of us are joining resources together to run this home. Okay. And the truth is, a guy can be very hardworking, having a good job, and yet his wife is still earning more than him. Yes, no.
True. True. True.
It matters what sectors they're in. You could be in a sector where before you see 500,000 as salary in Nigeria, you need to be in directorship. And then your wife is in a sector where entry level is 750,000. She should not take the job. Do you understand? She should not take the job because what? Because you're all not reached there. Do you understand? Some no, the truth is some men will literally kill that opportunity. Some men will stop you from taking that job. No, you can't take it. Why? Because you're going to earn more than them. It does not remove the fact that the man is equally hardworking. But you need to understand that these women too have been trained, they're professionals, and they have value to bring to the world. Okay? And let me say this categorically. As a man, if you are not willing to support your wife to be a high flyer, to be the best version of herself, then you are not yet ready to have a wife in your house. Enough of thinking that you're getting somebody who's coming to support you and to manage the home front so that you can conquer the world. It's good and it's fine. But if you are not willing to also make provision for her to be the best version of herself in whatever it is that she's doing, I'm not saying all wives must be career women. I'm just saying that in whatever it is that gives fulfillment and satisfaction to your wife, you should be willing to support her wholeheartedly and see her thrive in that area. Why? Because one of the key responsibilities God gave the man, all right, is to cultivate.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes. So you're supposed to cultivate your wife and ensure that she's blooming and she's flourishing and she's living her best life. Whether it's in paid employment, whether it's in business, or whether it's in being in the home front, whatever the case, you should provide that level of enablement for her to be the best version of herself. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that because people don't understand how marriage really should be, is one of the reasons why they are having this challenge that she's having more money than myself. Okay, now so that I don't forget, I know there's a lot in the comment. I'm trying to avoid it so that I'll just say one or two things so that we can go back to it if there's time. So about the portion of scripture that Mr. Higbe referenced, 1 Timothy 5:8, that's where it speaks about the fact that if a man cannot provide for his home, it says he's worse than an infidel. All right, and then, yes, that is right. So let me say this because he asked a question about the hierarchy. So let me say this, okay? It will take some explaining. When God created man, God gave man, um, God gave man work. God gave man vision. God gave man responsibility. God gave man priority, okay? And God gave man instruction. All of these things I'm saying you see in the book of Genesis 1, from chapter 1 down to chapter 3, when he eventually, chapter 2, all right? Now, when he eventually made the woman and join them together, right? Now, why did I say that? The first thing God gave man was work. So that means that every man, every male figure, has in him a natural desire to work and produce value and create and take care of. Every man. So it is fundamentally a problem when you find a man who is laid back. Fundamentally, it's a problem. That's an
Yeah.
irresponsible person.
Yes.
He's laid
Yes.
back. He's not willing to work. He's not willing to take on challenges. He's not willing to conquer the world. He's just, let's see how I go. No, 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 no. Something is fundamentally wrong there. Do you understand? So that's an irresponsible person. I'm sorry if it hits you so hard. All right.
No, we
But it
need
is
it.
what it
God, we
is.
need you hot, hot. Yes.
No,
Serve
it
it
is what
hot.
it is, right? So fundamentally, a man should know that his work is to provide for the upkeep, the sustenance of his family.
Word.
And that literally means that you are responsible for the food we will eat. You are responsible for how we will be kept. You are responsible for if we will be devoured by wild animals or not. You
Oh,
are
sure.
responsible for if we will be kept safe. Do you understand? And it's part of the reasons why God formed the frame of the man the way he did, with all the masculinity. It's to protect your family, it's not to beat your wife. I hope somebody's listening to me. It's not to beat your wife and harass your children. A lot of annoying things happening these days. All right. So I'm laying it out there because fundamentally, even though we are saying that it's also important for women to earn, a woman's earning does not mean that it has replaced the responsibility of the man to provide at that level. What
Period.
I am saying,
I
yeah,
agree to
what.
that 100%. Women need to hear this again. Yes,
So what
because
I am
that is where
saying,
I
yeah,
believe that this is part of the, sorry to cut you, Coach Maisie.
go ahead,
That
please.
is where I
Yeah.
believe that people begin to bruise, they begin to bruise, egos and everything. You bruise the
Oh
man's
yes.
ego when you start
Yes.
taking it that far. Because you earn
Mm-hmm.
more than the man, you bring more financially to the table.
Financially,
At the
yeah,
end of the day, the man's respect is thrown out of the window. The man,
and that
you
is so
make the
wrong.
man feel, less of you. You
Less
make
of
him you make
himself.
him feel
Yeah.
like he comes second. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the man,
Mm-hmm.
you literally turn the man into a simp. Sorry to use the word, but that's
True.
the
No,
truth.
no, true.
That's
That
what
happens.
that's
Yeah.
what a lot of women do as well. So
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
the ladies also have a role to play here. The ladies have
Mm-hmm.
a role to play here. And you see,
Oh
I,
yes.
I I don't blame some of these men because they are asking themselves, if this woman is showing me this kind of this nature and everything while we're dating, what happens in marriage?
True.
What happens in
True.
marriage? If this is what I will
Yeah.
have to deal with in relationship,
Mm-hmm.
what happens in marriage? If I will have to deal
Mm-hmm.
with constant disrespect in relationship
Mm-hmm.
because she
Mm-hmm.
is a higher earner, then what happens in marriage? So I think maybe we'll need to have a time, because I know that some ladies are somewhere jubilating and celebrating. Yeah, tell them, hit them hard, hit the men hard. But really, we'll need to have a time where we'll come again and
We'll
speak to
come
the
for the
female as well, so
yes,
that
yes, actually.
we'll have to strike a balance. So
That's right.
women will
That's
also
right.
understand their role. They will also
That's
understand
right.
what the role they need to play as well in that relationship
Mm-hmm.
for it to be fair, for it to be a positive play, because nobody wants to deal with negativity, negative
True.
energy. Nobody wants to deal
True.
with it, because we all have,
True.
life is hard. First of all, life is
Mm-hmm.
actually hard. Life throws a
Mm-hmm.
lot at us, and then dealing with a tough spouse or a tough
Yeah.
relationship becomes even
It's
harder.
draining.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yes.
draining. It's really draining.
Mm-hmm.
So, Coach Maisie, I
Oh
don't know if you
yes.
have more to say, because I wanted to read the comment
No, no,
section.
I'm trying to wind it down.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the truth is, one thing I tell myself about these conversations, we cannot exhaust it,
we
right?
can't.
There's a lot to say. There's a lot I want to say. In fact, I think as I'm talking very fast because I want to generate it together, but I know I cannot. We're limited for time or with time
Yeah.
or by time, So, just before I look at the comments, I just wanted to land on that conversation. Okay, so that people understand what we're saying. I'm not saying that men no longer have responsibility to
Mm.
provide financially. I'm saying that while you're actively working on that, your responsibility, if your wife has the opportunity to earn more than you, don't stop her.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Don't stop her. Don't block those chances. I know people who will literally do things to make sure their wives are fired. I know men who have closed their wives' businesses simply because, yes, to close it down, shut it down. Go sit there in the house and depend on me. Do you understand? So
You are for
don't
you are for the kitchen and the room. Come on.
answer also have do you understand? You know, so what we're saying is, men, don't throw away your responsibility. It's irresponsible of you to not be able to provide. Okay. Now, so long as a man is hardworking, committed to a task or vision or purpose, whether in his business or his job, diligently pursuing it, and he's bringing something,
Oh,
even if the wife is bringing 10 times what he's bringing, please, Mr. Man hearing me, know that that what you're bringing is valuable, and to the extent it can be used, please use it. Buy
yes.
gas, buy
Yes.
light,
Yeah.
buy buy bread, buy
Yeah.
food. Do you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
Provide, be seen to be providing, be seen
Yeah.
to be committed to your active work.
Mm.
Okay, but don't get competitive because you
Mm.
might just miss it. Like I explained, some sectors are different. For some sectors, before you see 1 billion in your account, you must be the MD of the company. While there are other sectors that 2 stages after one promotion, you are earning 1 point something. Do you
Yeah.
understand? So there's no basis for competition.
Mm.
Don't even
Yeah.
try to start trying to. No, what is important is that your home has a vision you guys are working with.
Yeah.
And don't try to start demanding control.
Mm.
Submit all the money you're earning to me. Transfer it to my account. And what? See, let me even tell you, men, if you marry a better wife, she will even manage resources better than you. Yes, if you marry better wife, some women
Pending,
know how to spend a lot.
pending on our money personality, huh? Coach Macy.
That's okay.
Depending on her money
Depends, on that
personality,
because there are some that will
because
help you
she might
spend
be
the
the
money.
spender.
She might be the spender, and you're the same, and you understand. So that was the clause I meant when I said it, but in quotes, better one,
Yeah,
But basically, point is, let there be family unity. And you see, this area of finance is one of the most troublesome areas in marriages.
yeah,
Okay. It's very personal to people. It's very personal. Do you understand? It brings out a lot of insecurities and a lot of areas that people, a lot of darkness that people are hiding inside. It brings it out. Okay. So what's key is be guided by your family vision. I cannot overemphasize this. Be
yeah,
guided by your family purpose. Let there be unity of purpose and that level of understanding and
mm,
communications and
yeah,
communication rather. Let expectations be clear. Do you understand?
yeah,
Let it be
yeah,
clear. Let's
yeah,
communicate what your concerns are. Before you guys get married, know what exactly it is you're going to be fighting
mm,
or handling
mm,
or battling
mm,
with. So
yeah,
that you also come together and get the solutions even before you get married. Okay, these things are not easy, all right? It's a lot of commitment, it's a lot of deliberateness, but it is possible and it is doable. All right,
yeah.
let me stop there very quickly so that we can take the comments and
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Coach Maisie.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you so
You're
much. So
welcome.
just to reiterate
Yeah.
as well, everything you have said, if I heard you clearly, is actually tied to communication. So whether the man is
Mhm.
earning this high or this little, it boils down to
Mhm.
communication. What you
Mhm.
communicate with your woman, what the woman
Mhm.
listens to, what she understands, what she
Mm-hmm.
interprets from what you are saying. So
Oh
let's have a
yes. Oh
plan, let's have
yes.
a goal, let's have a vision,
Mm-hmm.
let's have a
Oh
dream.
yes.
If you have a
Mm-hmm.
man that has a good potential, that is hardworking,
Yeah.
that is going out and doing the right things, trying to do all he can to make ends meet,
Yeah.
then you actually have they call it a quality man. You have a quality man.
That's right.
The
That's
difference
right.
is that the hard work has not been equated to naira and kobo or to dollars and pounds, but it will get
Mm-hmm.
there as long as this person is pushing, this person
Yeah.
is driving. That is it. So communication is all that we need in a relationship. So for those of us that are not married, for the singles out there listening to this, please communicate whatever you feel, the insecurities you feel, the concerns you feel. If you as a woman, you are the higher earner, speak to the man, tell him your fears, tell him your insecurities, tell him your concerns, tell him your worries. Tell him what you
Mm-hmm.
see, what you can accept, what you will not accept, what you can settle for,
True.
what you cannot settle for. All these
True.
things should be communicated to the man. Do not run your relationship by assumptions. Don't run your relationship by
Oh.
assumptions. It is absolutely wrong. It will be a total disservice that you'll be doing to yourself because you are assuming
Mm-hmm.
that the man should be the provider. And the man is assuming that you are the higher earner here. How do you expect me to bring XYZ to the table when you earn higher than me? So we need to
Yeah.
communicate. We need to balance it out so that we'll not start butting heads as we go by and then start saying,
Yeah.
oh, the woman is not submissive, or the man is not loving enough, or the man is not
Yeah.
responsible. Let us
Yeah.
communicate and be on the same page. Now, let's go to
Mm-hmm.
the comment section. Before I read that, so I'm not going to lose my train of thought on it. Coach Mezier also mentioned that there shouldn't be competition. It's not about
Oh.
competition in that relationship. So the man, as a man, do not compete because this woman earns higher than you, and then you are competing for superiority. You're competing because you
Yeah.
want to drag that control. There is also a
Mm-hmm.
place of complacency. Coach Mezier, I need to say that
That's right.
some men
No, that's
become
right.
highly complacent because the women are
Yeah.
the ones
Because
provide,
she's
because
not
they
taking.
earn more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have come to see situations where these men take several seats back
The back seat.
because the
Yeah.
women actually have more money or they are providing more. So they become highly irresponsible, highly complacent. Oh, the children's school fees, their mom can handle. Oh, the feeding at home, the woman can handle. It becomes highly burdensome because, well,
That's
the
true.
role God has given you as a man, as the head of the home, is for you to be the provider. So you have to also sit up. You need to man up. You need to level up. You need to
Oh
level
yeah.
up so the woman will
Oh yeah.
understand where you are at the moment. Let her know that you're bringing something to the table. And of course, this table, we need to go look for where this table
I know
is,
that
because
matter. I
this
know.
table is causing plenty of what women bring to them, what men are
I
bringing to
know.
this table.
I
We
know.
look for it and destroy that table.
Oh
So
yeah.
yes,
That's
let the men
yeah.
please do not be complacent,
Mhm.
because your woman, your wife, your girlfriend, is earning more. Then you just take several seats back, and you are trying to depend totally on her, or
Yeah.
not even caring for her. No, that is going to cause a
Yeah.
huge trouble in that relationship. So let's read the
So let me
comment section.
let me just
Okay,
drop
yeah,
this very quickly just before
yeah,
then. So you see, that was why I started by emphasizing those other roles of leadership
yeah.
that a man can provide. Because the truth is, money to a very large extent is tied to a man's ego. All
Mm,
right, or to a person's ego. But you know, when we speak ego, it's something that you assign more to the man. So to a large extent, the amount of money a man has can even affect his morale and his self-esteem. That was why I said you should not let your self-esteem be tied to just that.
yeah,
Okay, so by the time you are sound emotionally and spiritually, even though you are not earning, higher than your wife, but you are actively responsible, working, doing something that brings in money. Do you understand? You're not lazy, you're not idle, you're not complacent. That is where being able to now provide all that other holistic leadership value would even become more valuable to the family, even to the woman. So she wouldn't mind. She wouldn't see it as a big deal that she has to, bring out of her own earnings. Okay. But don't forget that I said in marriage is now us, not just you and I. Okay. So it won't be a big deal that she's having to spend for us. Do you
yeah.
understand? Because she sees what you are doing. She sees how hard you're
Exactly,
working. She sees
exactly.
how you're breaking your back every day to ensure she's fine and she's thriving and she's so for her, she is glad to support, to contribute because she knows this is us and she's doing it for us. She's not doing it for herself, she's not doing it for you, she's doing it for us. Do you understand? So it's very key that we put that out there. But you see, these things I'm saying take a high level of maturity.
Mm,
Oh yeah, a high
mm,
level of maturity,
mm,
a
mm.
high level of preparedness. Okay, and many people, this is where they're lacking. And this skill is not developed in marriage. It's developed before marriage.
Before, exactly,
That's where the work is.
exactly. Thank
All
you.
right,
Thank you
all
so
right,
much. Thank you so much,
all right.
Coach Maisie. You came ready
Yeah,
tonight. You came ready.
thank
You're
you, thank
giving it
you.
to us. If you don't give us, how would we take it?
How do we
How
get
would we
it?
take it? All right, so let's read the
Yeah.
comment section. So Rudimade said, yes, money has been given so much power in marriage, and that is the truth. And it is said, family vision, unity of purpose, 100%. Ibiere Eric Amadi said, we need to understand marriage. Once it's understood, all things will fall in place. And that is correct. That is correct. And that does not mean the absence of friction. That does not mean the
Oh, not
absence
at
of
all.
misunderstanding. But
At
then,
all.
because
Definitely.
maturity
Yeah.
has come into play, we will know how to walk
Hmm.
through that process and put it behind
Hmm.
us. So the next
True.
another comment here, Rudumade said, everyone in any relationship should accept responsibility. Don't depend so much on your other person to the extent of being burdened.
Yeah, burden.
Just be human. Just be human. Don't place so much burden on the other person. Just be human. And it is said, great analysis, Coach Maisie. Yes, Coach Maisie, great analysis there, I must say as well. Ruth Made also said, know when to give, know when know when to request, know when to give. Don't drain your partner and manipulate or play the victim when they express displeasure. And I agree.
Hmm.
I agree
Sound.
totally. I
Sound.
agree.
Yeah.
The people
Hmm.
that manipulate a lot. In fact, I don't say the people, but sometimes women we are found on this table. The women we are found on this table sometimes. So, but it's
Yeah.
actually on both sides of the divide. So let's look
Yeah.
out for that. Ahiba Akere said, Anidi, I do not agree with your position that says a woman submits naturally to a man that is loving, whether rich or poor. I do not agree. He's reiterating it. He does not
Oh yeah.
agree. that a
Yeah.
woman submits naturally to a man that is loving, whether rich or poor.
So
There is a
let
problem
me
there.
put a caveat. Let me put a caveat there. Yeah. It may not be naturally. Yeah, it may be if she's submitting, it may be a lot of intentionality, a lot of work, not naturally. Because if there's
That
hunger,
is it. Yes.
if
Yes.
there's
There's a
hunger,
lot of
yeah, that's it.
intentionality. I agree.
Yes, yes,
I
yes. Not
agree.
naturally, but with
Yes.
intentionality and
Yes.
opportunity, yeah, but not naturally. Because
The truth is,
women need to be
nobody,
taken care of.
see,
Women need
nobody
soft
can
life.
submit. It is hard for people to submit to stupidity.
Yeah.
It
Oh
is
yeah,
hard
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
It
just
is
have
what
to
it
bring
is.
it the way it
No, no,
is.
it is
I'm
what it is.
sorry. It is hard.
It
It
is
is
what
hard
it
to
is.
submit to
Yeah.
stupidity. It is hard.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it
Mm-hmm.
does not come naturally. Something
Yeah.
has to give. Something has to give
Yeah.
for
True.
that submission to
True.
truly be easy and come out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And of
True.
course, we all know that God even, from scriptures, we know that one of the toughest thing for a woman to do is to submit.
Oh
And one of the
yes.
toughest thing
It
for a
doesn't
man to
come
do is to
naturally.
love. Okay, is
Mm-hmm.
to love. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the reason why
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
scripture admonishes us to do it. Because it is
Exactly it.
hard. So it is hard for a
Mm-hmm.
woman to, first of all, it is hard to submit. Especially
Mm-hmm.
when, especially when, let me use our local balance, especially when see
Mm-hmm.
finish enter. It is
Oh
hard
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
submit.
It's hard.
It is hard to submit.
It's hard.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It's hard. Yeah.
you need to help her submit, because at the end of the day, this marriage thing, we help each other. We are helping
Yeah.
ourselves to become better. So you need to help,
Mm-hmm.
give this woman reasons, help her to submit. And
Oh
of course,
yes.
the woman on the other, you also need to give your man reasons to love and adore
Yeah.
and respect you as well. We both need to
Yeah.
help each other. We need to help each
Yeah.
other do it better. Now, and the D says,
Mm-hmm.
see as marriage is sweeting me as you are talking. Oh, my sister, my dear sister, you are next in line for a miracle. You are next in
Hallelujah.
line. All right. Yeah. So Uyi Omori said, don't get competitive. Instead, complement each other. I agree. I
Mm-hmm.
always say it on my channel that marriage is not, we are not opponents when it comes to marriage. We are not opponents. We are
No, we're
actually
not.
teammates. In marriage, we
Oh
are
yes.
teammates. We play for
Oh
same
yes.
team. So there is no
Oh yes.
competition. So we complement each other. And it is said,
Oh yes.
allow the single breathe. No, you're not breathing. We need to suffocate you. We need to suffocate you. You're not breathing. Rudumade said, true, a man can be so hardworking and still earns less. That's correct. Stella Halliday says, well said, communication is the key. And it said, this table is without spoon and fork.
You don't even get
You don't
leg.
even get leg. Yeah, Ruth
Yeah.
Dumade said, correct. A woman's earnings should not replace the responsibility of the man. I agree. Women, wife your husbands. Stop murdering your husbands. Women, wife your husbands. Stop murdering your husband. So don't be a mother to your husband. Your role is not to be a mother. Your role is to be a wife. So that's what she's saying there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Tobore Jarikri. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm
You tried.
sorry.
You tried.
Tobore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
Don't worry.
marriage
Yeah.
supposed to be a motivational talk? Is marriage supposed to be a motivational talk? I believe marriage has rules and standards. Oh.
Of course, there are
Um,
rules and there are standards. Yeah.
there are
And
rules
people
and
need to
there are
be taught it.
standards.
And people
Yes,
need to be taught it. Yeah.
yeah, I agree. But
Mm-hmm.
Tobore, you also need
Mm-hmm.
to know that to some rules there are exceptions. Just to put
Mm-hmm.
it out there. All right, Rudumade
Oh
said
yes.
correct. Don't block your wife's chances of wealth. So we have lots of
Mm-hmm.
comments here. Blessed Obum said, I'm here. You're welcome, Blessed. Of course, my
Yeah, you're
statement
welcome.
was pointing to all things being equal. Thank you. Don't run your
Okay.
relationship by assumption. Fire. Yeah, Debbie. And
Mm-hmm.
Ibere said, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Coach Maisie.
Wow.
I'm seeing
Thank
about
you.
15 or 16 persons here watching, almost 20, and I'm seeing few likes. If you have not liked this video, please just
Go
click
and
on the
like. Go
like
and like.
button and
Go and
share
like.
as well. So we are bringing this
Yeah.
one, and we have just 8 minutes. minutes to bring this to an end. So
Okay.
we have done a huge 1 hour 30 minutes doing this topic. And like Coach Maisie said,
Wow.
we cannot exhaust this, to be
Yeah,
honest.
we
We
can.
cannot exhaust it in just one sitting. We cannot. We cannot. Please put
Yeah.
it in the comment section. I need you all to help me say thank you to Coach Maisie before I forget.
Aw.
Just put your thank you for coming here. Thank you so much. So I have two
Yeah.
questions. You actually treated it a bit, but just to tie the ends, I have two questions.
Okay.
The first question is the area. A lady actually said, she said she got a job, and the job is actually, she's going to earn more, way more than her husband, and then the husband is
Okay.
discouraging her from taking that job, of course, because of his
Yeah.
insecurities and all whatnot. So what can
Mm-hmm.
she do in situations like this? How can she make her man understand? She doesn't want to fight, she doesn't want to quarrel, but how can she make this man understand that we need this, is for us? So we just need practical way that this woman can communicate to her husband. So this is basically in marriage, a married lady in
Yeah.
marriage.
Yeah.
Now that's for marriage. Now there's another question, and I mentioned something like that when I was talking. I made an analysis. A lady that already built a house, a single lady that already has her own home. Now in a
Oh yes.
situation like that, where do they go to? If a single lady has her own house, she has built her
Yeah.
own house, and she needs to get married to this man, and the man is struggling with the fact that he cannot settle with a woman that already has a house, that he wants them to move out of the house. What advice can you give to this woman? What should they do in this situation? So briefly, so we can call it a
Hmm.
day.
Hmm.
I'm sorry
It's
for
matter,
putting you
eh?
on the spot. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, 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 no. The whole I'm saying is not forbidden. I'm always on the spot. It's my space. I live here. I'm spotted here. It's my spot.
Thank
All right.
you.
But why I was saying that was because it borders on the level of preparation people really need to have for marriage. This thing should not be a big deal. It shouldn't be a big deal. If the lady already has a house and the man does not have a house or has a smaller house, I mean, what do you want for yourself? Do you just want to feed your pride and stay in penury, or do you want to humble yourself and make progress with your partner? Do you understand? So ideally, conversation should be open and genuine, and then you guys give each other points. Well, I want you to say, yeah, I give my reasons why I think you should come to my house. She gives her reasons why I think you should go to our house. We reason it out and we go for the superior arguments.
Yeah.
And when we agree on it, we agree on it. Okay, if we both agree that she should come to my smaller house for whatever reasons, not manipulation and control, okay, but based on conversation and maybe proximity to work or something, or want to set up that house for another project or something, I mean, we could have our reasons, right? If we agree on that, then it's okay. Both of you go to what you agree on. But if after all said and done, you agree that it's just better to move over to our house, please move over to our house. It's true that the house is in her name, but it is now the family house.
Mm,
That's why I
mm.
said it borders the concept of marriage people have. And you see, part of the reasons why people are even having all these issues is because they're still listening to what people are saying. You're listening to what people are saying, a back go a wife's house. Hey, hey, hey. Shut up. The people that are talking, they should be busy with their
A
lives. Now,
woman
what's your
rapper.
business? And what's all this rubbish? Really? Okay, this is your wife. If you cannot wrap up for her, I wonder who you're rapping for.
And
Do you
and and
understand?
it is expensive to have a woman rapper. Have you got to
Yeah.
price the price of lace in the market? Have you gone to the market lately?
Oh my
Woman
God.
rapper is
You see,
expensive.
it's expensive. Okay, so what I'm saying, I know it's not easy for the male folk, right? Because of ego and all that. But please help yourself and think right,
Yeah.
think properly. You are now a team. You are now married. Both of you own resources together. It may be in her name, but it does not reduce your right to live in it.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
understand? So
Yeah.
move over to your wife's house. If that's my own counsel, if not with you, do what you like, right? But my own
Yeah.
counsel is do whatever works for you guys. I mean, if there's better, the typical logical human would always prefer more for less of anything good. Do you understand? So, if it's a better experience for you guys to live over at her house, it's okay for you guys to move over there. That's what I would say. And shun your ears to what the world is saying. Shun your ears to what your friends are saying. Do you understand? And focus on your home. One thing people must understand is that in marriage is to the total exclusion of every other. You choose
Mm.
this person and marry to the total exclusion of every other. Do you
Yes.
understand? So focus
Love
on
that.
what you
Thank
people are
you.
building. Focus on what you are building. It is your new home. Focus on it and leave what people are thinking and saying out there. And you to think right. Because sometimes the problem is you that is thinking, how can I go and stay in a woman's house? It is not a woman's house, it is your wife's house. And now it is your house. Okay? And some people will still go as far to the extent and say, oh, you're going to change the name on the papers. See, if you're behaving like that, there's some poverty in your blood. So you don't believe that you will now make money and you people will buy a bigger house? You don't believe you people will make progress? Why are you dragging for this one now? Why change the name? Why change the name? Oh yeah, put my name there now. Oh yeah, put my name. Calm down, Oga. Be great in life and build your own. Build another one. This is not where you people will retire and die now. Do you understand? That's a
Exactly.
small thinking. Do you understand? So stop
Exactly.
all those things.
Mm.
The fact that you're moving in there is where you guys are starting life from. You should aspire to conquer the world, man.
Mm.
There's a lot to do. Do you
Mm.
understand? So that's what I'll say for that question. I think I forgot
The
the first
second one,
question.
before I say the second one, I just want to read this
Mhm.
comment from 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗. She said, know what capacity the woman has before moving to her house. Please know it. Know the capacity the woman has, because some women can literally rub this on your face every day,
So
maybe during
let
every
me let me
conversation,
say this.
every
Let me say
argument. Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Why are you now? Why are you marrying her? You see all of the things that are wrong. Why is this the one you chose to go and marry? Then you not complain that she's talking to you. Who forced you? Did she put gun on your head and say marry me? Do you understand?
Exactly.
So
So
all
know
those
her
yeah, that's
capacity,
why
know what you can
that's why I like to
accept.
talk. Yeah, I like to treat principles like I said. Learn, grow. Then you will choose well. Don't go and marry Mumu and then you start blaming us that Mumu is behaving Mumu ishi. I'm telling you, don't go and marry a wicked woman and then you say she's behaving wickedly. How should she behave? Why did you marry her? What were you pursuing? You're pursuing breasts and yash. Now you have entered
Marry
wrong
woman with
place.
sense.
You
Marry
understand?
sense.
So please, don't you have people start saying all of those things. Hey, she doesn't take no, you saw the signs and you chose to go in because you're looking at other things. Maybe you're looking at that money. Now you have pursued the money and entered the house, and she's talking to you one kind. Meanwhile, she has always been like that.
Yeah.
And the right
True.
thing to have done was to not get ahead with that marriage.
Mm,
But you're looking
mm.
for money. That's what happens when people marry with a what's in it for me mindset. Let me go and collect my own. Let me go and then you go there and then they're giving you attitude like you're crying foul.
Mm.
What are you looking for there? That's my own. Okay, so I just need to put that out there.
Gold digging comes with its disadvantages, right?
Oh yes, of
That's the
course.
price of gold digging.
That's of course. So you stay there with it. And don't blame us and don't cry foul.
I'm sorry, but we just have to say it like it is. Remember, guys,
Yeah.
it is no gray areas. We say it like it is.
Hmm.
So the second question, which is actually where we are wrapping
Yeah.
up from,
Yeah.
the second
Okay.
question is what we talked about, the job. The woman, the married woman that has
Okay.
a job, that's a job offer, and she's going to be earning more than her husband. The husband is saying no to it. And
He's not having a
what can this woman do? How can she speak to a man on this situation?
Uh, you see, I said something at the beginning. It is very difficult to change an adult person's belief system. It's very difficult. How should you converse with him? Sincerely, how have you guys even been relating to the point that he's still having this issue? Some men are very traditional. Nothing you say will change. You saw it in him before you married him. Please, if he will not agree and you want to remain in the home, and then don't pursue the job. Don't be that ambitious. Sit down there and operate within the level that Oga has permitted you to operate in. That is what you choose for
Within the
yourself.
level of the man's capacity, his mind
Yes, that's what you
capacity. Oh
choose.
my
That's what
God.
you choose for yourself. That's what you
Oh
choose
my
for
God.
yourself.
That's limiting,
Because
man. That's
no,
limiting.
do you understand? That's what you choose for yourself. All right. And while you're doing that, you can go and be praying that God will open his eyes, or you recommend the people he
Or you
respects
can
and
speak
listen
to
to.
somebody. Yes.
That's what
Yes. I
I'm
wanted to
saying.
say
So that they
that.
can also,
Yeah.
yeah, so that they can also advise him or help him see things differently. Do you
Yeah.
understand? Yes, you can do that. You can I mean not all men are open to going for speaking with a coach, a counselor or therapy and
Counseling.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. If not, you can also recommend that, you see. But that's why I say you should look for people he respects and listens to so that they can also put in a word. Perhaps they would help him to reason, more flexibly and allow you to take that job.
Yeah.
Okay. But if all of these are not working and Baba insists that forget it, you cannot take that job, there are only two things involved. You stay or you do not stay. We don't advocate that you do not stay anyway because you have married,
You
you're
can
inside
stay and
there.
look for
Just
something else. It can still
actually look
work.
for something else. But you see, my problem with this kind of men is that whether it is a job or even a business that is doing well, The point is, once your money is growing to a level, they want to cut it. And that is the beginning of abuse. That is a form of
Mm,
abuse. Do you
mm,
understand? So you're going to be
yeah.
living in an abusive marriage. Because guess what? Before long, even if you are still the loving, gentle, respectful woman that you are, before long, the day you do one thing that is wrong, he will tell you, hey, because you're not making money, you cannot even listen again. I'm talking to you, you're raising your voice. Meanwhile, you did not raise voice, so you were shouting because you were in the bathroom. He was outside the veranda. So you're shouting, say, "Oh, you're not shouting at me
You're not
because I don't blame
priding.
you now.
Yeah, too much.
I
You're
don't blame you, but
priding.
you don't have pride. Yeah, because I don't blame you. See, and that was not the case. So he just starts getting complicated. Do you understand? So please, talk to him, pray for him. So in all of these things, I discovered that
Prayers.
one of the
Prayers.
hardest things Christian couples do is pray for each other. Yeah, is many people don't pray for their spouses, especially in the area of their spouse's weakness. They don't pray. They complain to God. They don't pray for God to help the person. They just
Mm,
complain, rant, you know. But pray about it. Let God help your man. Let God
mm,
lead him to people that will speak to him and he will listen to. Let God lead him to materials he will listen to, he will watch, and build capacity. Do you understand? So that is another thing that can work for you. Prayer, speaking with him in love, all right? And in fact, I think I even didn't quite answer the question. The question was, how should I talk to him about it, right? Speak to him in love and submission, all right? Let him understand that this is us. This is good for us.
mm.
It's not me here, it's us. It's the family goal. Remember that house we're building. Remember that vacation we want to go for. Remember the schools that we're saying we want to put the children in. This opportunity will help us achieve these things together. Do you understand? So those are some of the things you can be sharing with him and let him know that he is, just don't contest with a man's ego or
Yeah.
leadership. Or do you
Mm,
understand? Make him know that, hey man, he's
mm,
still that's still your guy.
yeah.
Do you understand? Know how to
Mm,
service a man's ego is very important.
exactly.
Know how to do that.
Can even take him
Don't
out on a dinner date. Go on a dinner date.
yeah,
Make the house cozy.
spoil
Do so.
him,
See,
make everywhere
women, we
cozy.
have
Do you
our way.
understand?
We do
There are ways to
something.
do things.
We have our way. Go on a dinner
Make him
date. Take him
comfortable.
out. Go on,
Make him
no cozy.
comfortable in your
Maybe go
success.
weekend
Yeah.
getaway. Weekend getaway. All expense paid. If you have the money, just go out and
Mhm.
then have a good time to talk. Sometimes beyond the man's insecurity, tiny insecurities
Yeah.
here and there, it could also be the way we pass this message. It could be
Sometimes,
the
exactly.
mode, the pattern, the style. So if you
Mm-hmm.
do all these things, I believe that something will work. You go on a dinner
Mm-hmm.
date, you speak to him right, you talk to people he
Mm-hmm.
respects. If he accepts counseling, try all these things. And if none of them
Yeah.
actually work, then maybe choose the marriage and look for something else. Look for
Yeah.
something else that works. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Look for
Mm-hmm.
something else that
Mm-hmm.
works. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Can you really see? Rudumade said, "Can you really see all attributes of your spouse before marriage? How do you handle attitudes you didn't see?" I think this would be a
You
good
cannot
talk
see.
for next time.
Yeah.
We'll hold on.
Excellent.
Let's hold on our thoughts here. This is going
Okay.
to be a good talk for next time. Let's hold
All
on
right.
these thoughts
Excellent.
for next time.
Excellent.
So thank you
Excellent.
so much. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
Coach
you. Thank
Maisie.
you.
And thank you to all our viewers. Everyone, I
Yeah.
can see that everybody from the beginning till the end, they are still here. Oh my goodness. This is
Wow.
nothing
Awesome.
but
Awesome.
pure love. Thank you so much for
Awesome.
joining us on this live. We
Awesome.
are going to come
Yeah.
back again for bigger and better. And I know that I'm
Mm-hmm.
bringing Coach Maisie back here because this man got
I'm here.
fire. He got fire.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much
Thank
for
you.
answering to
Yeah.
this call. And of course, when you need no gray areas with Sazzy, I'm here running. I'm here
That's right.
running to you.
That's
Thank
right.
you so
That's
much.
right.
Thank you so much for staying here.
Thank you
God
very
bless you.
much.
God bless your family.
Amen.
And God keep
Amen.
you and make you a generational blessing because people need to hear
Amen.
your
I
voice.
receive it.
Thank you so
Amen.
much.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. All
God
right.
bless
So
you.
from
Yeah.
here, we say bye to you and we'll talk some other time. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank
Bye.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
So to every one of us watching, I just want to say thank you as well. Wherever you're watching from, thank you. God bless you. God preserve you. I really appreciate taking this time to be here today. God bless you. And see you next time on another episode of No Gray Areas with Sazzy. Stay blessed and bye.